Hey, everybody. Forgot to turn my pictures on there. I'm here, really, I am. Happy Thursday to everyone. How are you guys doing tonight? Are you guys ready for some food talk? Oh, we are having some good talk already in the chat. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy about that, you guys. And we have someone new here. Carla, I really would like to welcome you. So glad you are here. I'm wondering, are you also someone who does anything creative? She is Joan's sister, everyone. So very glad to have you, Carla. Joan is here. Good to see you, Joan. Alicia B is in the house. And Trucker Steve is in the house. Anybody else that I missed? Who else is here? Oh, Joyce is in the house. Yay. Oh, you do? And you crochet? Oh, that's wonderful. All of us that are surprising results. Okay, what did it say? What's it say? What's it say? Tell me, because I can't see it in StreamYard. And sews. Oh, she sews too. I'll tell you what, creative people, we're all trying to get healthy, aren't we? Creative people trying to get healthy. 80/20. Ooh. So I guess that's 84. I hope it's 80. I hope 80% of you guys like nutritional yeast because that was my question. Oh my goodness. I thought tonight we would go over some more questions, anything you guys are wanting to. I did not have time to go through last week's chat. I'm a bad channel runner person thing, you know. However, Carla says, just made 2 hoodie sweaters for her 2 great grandsons. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. I knit actually, you guys, I actually knit a hooded pullover for, and by the way, Mr. Fiber and I have 3 grandchildren together. And it was his grandchild that I knit for, and I made a hoodie, and it turned out really cute. I don't remember how I did it. Don't know if I could do it again. Ugh. I'm so intimidated by the sweaters, y'all. So yes, walnut parm. That is one of the things I wanted to talk about. I made myself some more. And if you guys don't mind, I will go and get you. I will come and show you. I want to grab that for you guys. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, be right back. Was that fast enough? Oh my goodness. So this is now I buy yeast, the nutritional yeast from lots of places, but this is the one I was talking about last week. And it all by itself, it's very, very good. And it's the Bragg nutritional, but I know that you can find this in a lot of grocery stores. And that's why I wanted to show you what it looks like. It does not contain sugar, egg, milk, gluten, wheat, starch, soy, animal derivatives, artificial color preservatives, and there is no Candida albicans yeast or brewery byproducts as in brewer's yeast. It is dried yeast, niacin, peroxidine chloride, a bit of it B6 is B6. It's got B6. It's got vitamins in it. It's very good for you. Hey, Sandra D, good to see you. Tammy Rass, good to see you. Yay, people are starting to come in. How nice. So I take this and I have one of these little jars with a ball lid. You know, they have the lid where when you open it, it has the, now this stuff gets all over. So, and it's got the shaker. So this is what I use for, oh, I hope that wasn't loud. Sorry. This is what I put my parm in. And yes, I do get, I also get nutritional yeast from natural grocers. You can get it at Whole Foods. You can get it a lot of different places. Tracy, good to see you, my friend. I need to come by your house and say hello and see you. I just have not had time, but I'm so glad you came by. That's awesome. I'm glad you're here. Sharon creates. She is putting out the videos too. No, that's not Shad. Tracy, that's Tracy. Crochet Rocks is Tracy. She is over in, oh gosh, are you in Wales? Is that right? Please remind us if you are in Wales. I want to say Sandra D is on the other side of the pond too. Could I be right on that? So I have a little grinder and I put about 1/4 of a cup of walnuts, put a bunch of herbs and spices, and then I put in the nutritional yeast, about a 1/4 to a 1/2 a cup of more nutritional yeast than walnuts, you guys. Okay. Oh, calling me Blossom. Yeah, that's way back. She is an OG, actually. She remembers when I was way back in the back room. Mr. Fiber is using that as the man cave now. And I had this headset on, and I I'd have to restart 42 times because I couldn't, my internet would kick me off, and it was something. I don't know what it was, but it was something. And we had some good times. So I just judge all that up in the grinder, and it makes this, when you put the walnut in there, it makes it kind of wet, so it's no longer in the flakes. Oh, you guys. And you can make it spicy, or you can make it just herby, just whatever. Yeah, she used to call me DJ Jill. Oh, thank you. I am your host for this evening. So that is nutritional yeast. Got it all over now. When I opened it, it all went all over. I'll be smelling all yeasty, all cheesy up in here. With the crime, so I'm covering a lot of crime stuff now. I do a Stitch in Crime on Friday nights where I cover different true crime cases because I'm a true crime junkie. That's the crime. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, she's Tennessee. Okay. All right. I don't know why. And there's another Sandra, I think, that's from across the pond too. Now let me show you guys what I'm working on. I have made some progress on my Seeing Double shawl. I've got my homemade ball sack. This one's the larger one. I crocheted that also, you guys. Yes, yarn, crime, health, situational awareness. We're doing self-care, a lot of different things over here. I'm very eclectic. So I finished the middle of this, which would be this section here. This is the triple crochet section for in the middle. Yes, ball sack. And then this is double crochets. And then now I'm going into the V-stitches. Oh, it's turning out so pretty. You guys, let me hold it up for you and let you see how big it is already, because it is already very big. Now, this is the fingering weight version of the seam double shawl. And all the instructions for this shawl are on my website, you guys. And it's a free pattern. And there's links to all the videos. So it's already quite large. And again, this is the fingering weight version. So this will be the lightweight one. The original I did in all scrap yarn. That was the mock-up. Very boho style. It's a double entendre. Yeah. I don't know if that's that. How I say that? I say that right? So that is what I'm doing tonight. Oh, I got me a cup warmer, you guys. And I wanted to show you my cup. I've got coffee and almond milk. And I've got this new cup warmer. I'm a little disappointed because when it said USB, I thought that the cord would plug into the computer side of the computer, like, USB cord does, but it does not. However, it does have a USB on the front. So if you need an extra USB slot. So I screwed up when I ordered it, but I do like it. And the way this one works, it's got this button on the bottom. So when you put your cup on there, it knows to come on. And then when you take your cup off, it goes off. So it won't stay hot constantly. And as you drink your coffee, the weight will go down and just the cup itself will not be enough to turn it on. So that's what I got. And the cup is the one that my daughter Chelsea sent me from New Orleans. This is called the Parish Cup. So I'm liking that. So also, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about a book and some magazines and kind of give you a rundown. So we talked about this book and I recommended this book, and this is and I did not put links down below. If my moderators want to put links in the chat for the things I'm talking about, that's okay. But I prefer to have them in my description box instead. But maybe Alicia, you could just put the name of the book and the author for us. Because if I put links, people tend to leave the chat and I lose some of my algorithm that way. But this is by Joel Furman. And he was instrumental in starting Forks Over Knives. He is part of, the OGs in that one. I don't know how to say it. He was instrumental in getting Forks Over Knives started. He was in the movie Forks Over Knives. Okay, Tracy, I'm so glad you came by. I'll come by and say hello to you again. I will. Good to see you too. You take good care. Stay safe over there. You have it on Kindle? Oh my gosh, you guys, I have been trying to read. I've got this in one place, and I'm trying to read like more than one book at once. The Old Guard. I like that. Not OG, but OG, Old Guard. I like that. And when I was looking in this again today, I see something different every time I look through it. But there are some really fantastic beginner recipes in this book, you guys. Really great. Tomato barley stew, quick corn stew. Um, he's got bean dip. I think there's a hummus recipe. Yep. I want to make this hummus because I haven't actually made my own hummus yet. There are some great recipes in here. And he has you start on his plan for substantial weight reduction. He tells you what you need to be eating. And so I wanted to go over because we compared the forks over knives the other day. It does have a lot of salad dressings in here too, guys. That's always one that you don't know until you know how to make your own salad dressing. But I don't know if y'all can see this. For those that cannot afford that, if you want to take a quick, I don't know if it's clear enough. But he says on his 6-week plan, you can eat as much as you want of all raw vegetables, including raw carrots. Your goal is 1 per day. Cooked green vegetables, 1 pound a day. Beans, legumes, bean sprouts, and tofu, 1 cup per day. Fresh fruit, at least 4 a day. Eggplant, mushrooms, peppers, onions, and tomatoes, or just eat as many as you want. And on a limited basis, he says not more than 1 cup would be the starchy or whole grain. So butternut and acorn squash, corn, potatoes, rice, cooked carrots, sweet potatoes, breads, and cereals. Cooking carrots is a little bit different. It brings out the sugar in them, and it can bring your blood sugar up. Raw nuts and seeds, 1 ounce per day. Avocado, 2 ounces per day. So that's no more than a half of an avocado. Ground flaxseed, 1 tablespoon per day. And off limits is all dairy products, all animal products, in between meal snacking, fruit juices, and dried fruit. Hey, Jeannie, good to see you. Glad you're here. How are you doing tonight? So I did want to tell you that is the kind of the basis, and there's so much information in here, and this book is so easy to read. The way that he puts things and lays everything out, it's extremely easy to digest. You like how I did that? To digest. So I did want to go over that book and kind of give you a synopsis and a suggestion. I'm not sponsored by anybody. So just sharing it. And yes, it is because that book has been out for a little while. You can also get that. You might try to see if you can get it on Libby or Overdrive from the library. So check that and see if you can get that there. I think it's Libby that does the publications. Well, that's good, Jeannie. So then I also wanted to talk about magazines because I've had several of you tell me that you've gotten some magazines. So I wanted to show you a couple of choices of some things that I picked up when I was out and about. So we've got the Forks Over Knives, which is the plant-based magazine. And there's some, oh, look at that. Isn't it hard to believe that's a plant-based food on the front? My gosh, they make it look so gorgeous. And by the way, They also have Forks Over Knives magazine on Libby from the library. So there's a lot of every time I go through one of these, there's a lot more information. I really have stopped buying the magazines because I can just get it from the library. But there's a lot of great articles in here too. They talk about oils in here. They talk about just kitchen reboot. First things first, what to toss. So if you're trying to go through and completely redo your kitchen, this one talks a little bit about that. You can probably find some of these articles also on their website, you guys. Yeah, hi, Nightbot. The meatballs. Let me see if I can figure that out. Look and see if it says on the cover anywhere. It's lentils. The meatballs are made with lentils. So dry brown lentils, rinsed, drained, cremini mushrooms, onion, garlic, whole wheat flour, reduced sodium tamari or soy sauce, tomato paste, nutritional yeast, you guys, oregano, onion powder, sea salt, black pepper, whole grain, dry grain spaghetti, and oil-free marinara sauce and chopped basil. Oh, you've made lentil loaf? Oh, did it and it turned out good? Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So what I wanted to show you was this. This was important to let you guys know. This book claims that it has easy plant-based cooking in it. This is a magazine that was put out by Clean Eating. There are some great recipes in here. However, they're not completely plant-based, and they're confusing. So I wanted to tell you guys when you look at recipes on how to make things, you have to watch out for things that you shouldn't be using that they are using in the recipe, because not every recipe is the same and not everything is completely. And one of the things that confused me was they would say, um, so they're talking about using extra virgin olive oil. Now, using extra virgin olive oil is not a plant-based lifestyle. Plant-based lifestyle is no oil, no salt, no sugar, no added oil, salt, or sugar. So this actually is more of a vegan than it would be plant-based. Hi, Sandy. How are you tonight? And then they talk about how in the front, they talk about how to use, how to change, like instead of using this, use that, yada, yada. But then when they write out the recipe, they just say milk. They don't say almond milk, soy milk, or whatever. They just say milk. So if you're not paying attention, you're going to grab milk if it's in your house, or it's just confusing to me. Let's see if I can find one. A third of a cup of extra virgin olive oil in this pesto and veg pasta. That's a lot, you guys. That's a lot. So I want you to know you have to be. Now, I know a little bit, and as I learn more, I won't really even need to buy the recipe books anymore, because I can make up my own way with the things that I've learned. So I can already take this and, like, this is fries with a honey dip, and it's got a third of a cup of raw honey, red chili, jalapeno, whole wheat flour. And then look here. This says plant-based, right? Easy plant-based. It's using 1 large egg and 1 large egg white. That is not plant-based. There are no eggs on a plant-based diet. Now, knowing what I know, I can use an egg replacer. I can use flax, and I can replicate that. But if you don't know those things, you are going to you're going to be you're going to be screwed here, you guys, okay? So, I wanted to bring that up. Be very careful of the things that you are buying when you buy stuff at the store, and be careful and look through it before you buy it and make sure it really is on the plant-based with no oil, no salt, and no sugar added to any of the recipes. And it needs to clearly state that in the recipe because, you know, nobody wants to be making those mistakes. Hi, Lori. Glad you're here. Okay, Sandra, have a great night and thanks for coming by. That is a ton of honey and it's a ton of oil. Now, a plant-based, you're going to ask, what do you use for sweetener? So the goal is not to use a sweetener if you are losing weight and if you are transitioning to plant-based. However, a lot of plant-based recipes that are healthy use dates or date sugar or date paste, which you can make yourself by just putting a little water in and blending up some dates. So there are some things that you can do, but you should try to avoid it. They're not a never, ever, ever, you guys. I don't want y'all to think it's never, ever, ever. I'm trying not to use any of that stuff because I'm trying to lose weight. So I don't want any of that. And you don't want to elevate your blood sugar because then that screws everything up again. Yes, a lot of plant-based meals will have pure maple syrup. So that is another sweetener that a lot of them use. However, you don't want to use it when you're transitioning, and you don't want to use it when you are trying to lose weight. And you want to be very careful about things that sweeteners when you have, like if you're trying to make your health better, right? We're trying to make like diabetes and heart disease and arthritis and all kinds of other things that we're trying to make better. But if you're adding in those extra sweeteners and you're throwing off your blood sugar, it's not going to help you to get those on the straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying? You have to be a little stricter. Yes. Right. That's the difference because they are a whole food. So maple syrup is technically, I mean, it's molasses, isn't it? Or it's from a tree. I don't know. Anyway. I don't know if it's a whole food, but it is considered a natural sweetener. Coconut sugar is also considered a I was gonna ask you, Alicia, I saw something the other day. What is it? Something like Haricant or it's from it's like a sugar alcohol, but from the coconut sugar. It was in one of those recipes, and I'm like, "What is that?" I'd never heard of that one. I wanna say desiccant, but it's not desiccant, it's something else. Yeah, tree sap. That I think that is so, I mean, it would be considered natural. I don't know that it's considered a whole food, though. So you really wanna use sweeteners very sparingly unless you're trying to lose weight, and if you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to use them. And you want to try to get off of them. Um, yeah, the sugar alcohols, that's not what I was talking about. It was something different. I can't remember what it was, and I had to look it up, and I still don't remember. It's very different. Okay, any more questions? You guys got more questions? I made a very good stew a couple days ago, and Mr. Fiber and I have been eating on that. Mr. Fiber has had he went ahead and got the last 6 teeth pulled. So all of his teeth have been pulled now. He is ready for the impressions to get his new dentures. And I'm so thankful that they're all out because now he is free of any kind of, there's no chance of infection in his mouth anymore, pain that he was having. I mean, he's pretty well had this problem since I met him. And so this is quite a change for him coming. So I'm really excited for him to be able to eat good food too, to be able to eat good salads and healthy foods for him that were hard for him to eat before. So okay, Carla, you can always watch it back later. I don't know if I have made a playlist for this. I'm really glad you were here, and it was good, really good to meet you. If I did not make a playlist, I need to do that tonight. So I forget what I was going to say. Oh, I made the stew. So I made it with, oh, I can show the book again. Yes. There we go. It is Eat to Live by Joel Furman. So I can work on this a little bit while I talk to y'all. And I basically was ready to go shopping. So I had a whole bunch of stuff in the fridge that needed to be used up, and I just put it all in and made a stew. That's basically what I did. I used a can of tomato soup, a can of minestrone soup. Now these are not some that I would typically use for myself, but because I was making it for me and Mr. Fiber, I knew that putting those in a large pot would, and I don't add salt. So adding all the water and then adding all the veggies and other things I did to it diluted them. No salt, no oil, no sugar. Yes, Sandy. Oh, Joan, before I forget, would you please email me with your address because I have lost it and I need it. He's doing very well. He's doing very well. He stayed home today, but he's going back to work. He had it done yesterday, stayed home all day yesterday and all day today, and he's going back to work tomorrow. So he's doing real well. Thank you. Yes, you can check thrift books too. You might be able to get a used copy from thrift books, you guys. I have found that a lot of these health books are in, people think that they're going to do it and then they don't do it. And so then they discard them, get rid of them, sell them. So you'd be surprised where you can find some of these really great books from. It really amazes me the things that we consider to be important and then we don't, and then the things that we do finally consider to be important. It just changes all the time, doesn't it? Nope, no impressions today. He goes back. He has to heal first, and then he will go back for his impressions, his denture impressions. He goes back on the first week of December. So, and you guys, I don't go to the library, but I have a library card. I went into the library, I got a library card, and then I signed up for their online with Libby, and that way, with my library card, I can check out whatever I want online. And that's how you do it. So just go into the library, make sure you have a library card, and ask them how you sign up for Libby. Not the library closest to me does not have that option, but the ones that are an hour away, both of them do. As a matter of fact, I need to call the one in Abilene because for some reason I can't log into that one. It's not showing up in my list. So let me tell you what I put in my stew. I put the tomato soup, I put the minestrone, I put a bag of lima beans, I put a bag of black-eyed peas, I put a half a bag of veggies. They were the frozen, so they had peppers and onions and all of that. So it's like a seasoning, you get the seasoning blend stuff. And I put that in there. I put a half of a bag of hash brown, like home fry style potatoes. I put a half a bag of those in there. I put some frozen green beans, some spices, and a bunch of water. And I put it all into my pressure cooker and cooked it for about 20 minutes. Yes, the e-card. That's what I'm talking about is the e-card. So I know a little bit about the Whole30. I don't know a lot. I can tell you that on the Whole30, he would still be eating meat and dairy. And in my opinion, it's my opinion. I don't know everything, and I am not a doctor, and I am not telling y'all what to do. But in my opinion, I would switch to not having meat or dairy. It's much healthier. It would be a good transitioning soup for most everyone because unless you're being very careful, and I was just throwing together what I had, so I was not being overly careful about the salt. I did not add sugar, I did not add any oil, anything like that. I just threw it all in there. And I'm that kind of cook, you guys. I come from a long line of throw it in there and see what happens kind of cookers. That we're those kind of chefs. Hello, Sue. Good to see you. Glad you're here. And I think I would ask for a nutritional if it's it's the cardiologist. I think he's telling him to make changes, Lori. Usually they're telling you just to make changes. So I'm thinking that his best bet would be tell him, say, well, I don't know half of what to do and everything, and see if you can't get in with a nutritionist. That would be a good thing to do, I think. I'm not telling you that it's the wrong thing. Uh-oh, what did Sandy say? Told the gastro I was starting whole plant-based diet. He said that was great. Good. That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear I had somebody else tell me that their doctor said that they were totally on board with that. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I think the DASH diet is kind of similar, except it's not as strict. And I think it still has meat on it too, doesn't it? So the DASH diet, I don't know what DASH stands for, but they do put a lot of people who have heart conditions, they put them on the DASH diet. Tammy's doc is on board, yes. Well, it's good to know the things that you don't know now, Sandy. It's all information. Yeah. So like Mrs. Dash seasonings with no salt. That's what they mean by dash. So no sodium. Oh, really? So those microwave ones work out really good. That's good to know. Hi, Laura. I now make rice in I make more than I need in my pressure cooker, and I just put it into serving sizes in the freezer, and it really, if you use it within a month or so, it really warms up really well. Really, really well. Batch cooking is another thing to learn when you start this. Batch cooking is great because you can make up a bunch of brown rice, and you can make up quinoa and lentils, and you can keep them in your refrigerator. Um, Stack them in there and have them ready to go, and then you can just put together a bowl like like a power bowl, so you have your your greens and your veggies, and then you can put like rice or your roasted veggies on top of that, put some beans in there, and pick your dressing and your other stuff, your nutritional yeast, your flax, chia seed, all that kind of stuff, and you just can put everything on there. Oh my goodness. Well, I know that there are some special things you have to do with that, Sue. I understand. I understand that when you have the bypass, that's a little bit. I can't talk to that right now. I'm sure we can do some research on that and find out some things. Yes, Steve is listening. Steve's listening, but he's driving. I'm so glad you're learning something, Sandy. I really am glad. I hope that, and those of you who are out there who are watching and listening, thank you so much. And I hope that you're learning things too. And again, I tell you, I'm no expert, you guys. You didn't get to be my shape by being an expert in nutrition. Just saying. I'm just sharing what I'm learning. That's all. And again, if you want to be a part of, we have a group chat going where some of us um, are getting together and talking about this stuff. And there's a lot more information that is being shared there. And I don't make it public here, but you can email me and I can talk to you more about things if you would like. Hi, Donna. Oh, don't I know that one? I do too. So this book talked a little bit about the pantry that I showed you, that those pages. If you were not here, Tammy, no, not this one. Forks Over Knives. If you go to their website, you might be able to find that because they do post a lot of their articles on their website. Forks Over Knives also has a website, you guys. Okay. Forks Over Knives. Adding more fruits and veggies and good stuff. Absolutely. There is not a thing wrong with that. Yeah, this is the seam double shawl, but in fingering weight. So now on Saturday, you guys, I'm going to have on Saturday, I will be posting. I finished the Piketon wrap. If you saw, that's in my community page. You can go over there and take a look at the picture that I posted. And I finished that. I'm going to be showing you that tomorrow night, um, as we talk about the Piketon case Friday. And I will be posting a video that I did today talking about it, and also the pattern to go along with that I got written up for you guys. And it is free. All of my patterns are free on my website. Now, the video and this latest one will post on Saturday morning. And all of my information is always down in the description box. And I know that if you are watching this on your TV, that you cannot access that. So I hope that you will go to your phone or your computer later and look at the information that's left down below for you. Hey, Frozen. I know, Lori, it's a battle. It's a battle. It's not easy. It's really not easy for anybody to give up. Not knocking anybody whatsoever, just so you know. I if I find out that all y'all have started eating more fruit and veggies and putting more good food in just because of listening, how awesome is that? That's awesome. Good to see you, Frozen. So I'm trying to get my act together as far as my website and all of those things. And I did get a lot of that done. I'm working on my Etsy, but the problem I have with my Etsy is that I won't be here. I'm going to be traveling. And if I were to sell something, that would mean that I couldn't be here to ship it out, to get it all packaged up and ship it out. And Mr. Fiber is not going to know anything about where anything is or how I package stuff, or yeah, he's not going to know how to do that for me, or how to access all of my stuff. So I'm going to have to wait till I get back from my dad's before I can get my Etsy open. That's just how it's gonna be. But I'm making progress on it. It's the same one I had before. However, I'm reopening it. That is so awesome, Tammy. I'm so glad to hear that. Because you guys, there's a lot of studies out there that say if you have a support group, you are so much more successful when you start something like this. You have to have that support group. And that's why I wanted us to all be able to talk, um, either here in our group chat, wherever. Just know that you have support, you know, because it just makes whistle. There are so many studies, and we talked about this when we talked about self-care also, you guys. If you have a support group that says, you know, you got this, what do you need? Can I, just know that, somebody cares. Um, Mental health has become such a big issue, and having the right mindset when you're beginning any new journey is essential to that. And having the backup for that is even more essential. So it all works together, and it's all a part of why I have all the different things here, because some of us, our therapy is crochet, some of us it's knitting, some of it's coloring or doing diamond painting, but the creative side, some of us it's the creative part of things are the what keeps us sane, okay? Others, it's reading a book, taking a walk, exercising of any kind. Um, but the food, the mind, the all of those things, they all go together. It's all the whole person. And that's kind of where I've been going the last year or so, is trying to treat the whole person. I'm just taking y'all with me, and I hope you don't mind. Okay, any more questions? Are you guys have any other any so so what do I eat? Real quickly, let me say. I try to eat at least one salad per day, and that gets raw veggies in, because chewing the act of chewing the food as in from a raw state gives you a lot more nutrition from those veggies and fruit than cooking them does. So I try to get in a salad a day. I eat a few times a week. I do have my bread, my toast, but I eat my toast with um, avocado or hummus or a nut butter of some sort on it. That's what I put on. Yeah, what nutrition topic do you guys want to talk about? Yes. So that is actually a very, very good question. And I do know that eating healthier, I know you have to go out and you have to buy fruits and vegetables and stuff. There are some studies out there, even now with those prices that they are, if you looked at what you bought without the meats and all of the dairy, in the long run, you're going to be spending less. You're not buying all that stuff. You're not buying the junk, and you're not buying all of the higher the meats and dairies and things tend to be a little bit. That's just one part of it, but I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy. If you can shop somewhere where it is a little bit cheaper, you can try to do that. You can try, but we'll try to come up with some more ideas for that too. But I know that that is an issue, and I knew that we needed to talk about that. So I will get into that some more. I hope you can come back, Donna, and listen in. Yeah, Costco's good, but not everybody has one. Now, I love Aldi's. I shop at Aldi's all the time. I love Aldi's. It's a lot cheaper also. Um, there are some I've got to figure out who it is that puts out the food list, but there are some foods that, like, if you were going to buy organic, say you can't afford to buy all organic food, that's fine. But there's a list usually that tells you the things that are in season, that are less that have less pesticides and things on them, that if you can buy that over the non-organic one, that you buy those and buy everything else in the non-organic, and that will save you some money. Well, that is absolutely the truth, Tammy, and that is your health can be very expensive if you don't get it under control. So in the long run, it is definitely less expensive to eat right. EWG. Remind me what EWG is. Environmental Working Group. And they publish the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. Okay, that's what I meant. So you can try to shop for those things that are on sale, like they got green peppers on sale. Well, if they're not on the Dirty Dozen for right now, then get the ones that are on sale. You just I mean, do y'all wash all of your foods when you bring them home? I know we kind of got into that during COVID. However, I don't know what everybody's routine is, but I generally put a big clean out my sink, and then I put a big, fresh water in there and wash everything. You can also put just a little bit of apple cider vinegar when you wash everything, like not a whole lot, but put a little bit in there, and that will help to cut any kind of stuff that's on them too. Yep, local and in season. hmm So the dirty dozen would be the vegetables, the fruits and vegetables that are the most sprayed, and also some that have GMO that are GMO, and so that's what's usually on the dirty dozen. Yes. Of course, the summertime is the best for farmers markets and stuff. There is a CSA close to me in Abilene, although I have not looked into seeing um, what they put out. I've never gotten a box from them, so I don't really know what they have. But a CSA is a group of people, and you buy into it per month, and you get the in-season things. So it's local farmers, and it's in-season foods, and you just there's a time and a place, and you go and pick up your box of stuff. And you do that, like, I think it's a monthly. Most of them do by the month. Community supported agriculture. She got all them acronyms down. We're working you tonight, Alicia. We are working you tonight. And then there's growing your garden, which is something I'm going to try really, really hard this spring to get a garden in, you guys. I'm going to try. I'm feeling better and feeling more limber, feeling less sore, feeling more energetic. So I'm really hoping I can get that done this year. They're quarterly there, okay? Quarterly. But I think do you pay quarterly or do you pay by the month? Oh my gosh. Oh, that would be fantastic, Lori. That would be fantastic. We have the winter one here because they have a place where they can kind of put everything, all the doors and stuff down, but there's not usually fresh produce there. It's usually just like honey or handmade goods and things like that. It's not usually produce and stuff. I thought about that. Now we do have some beds out there, and they're not raised. But those are the ones that I'm probably going to use instead of doing rows, because the rows, we did rows, and I'll tell you, they're rough. They're really hard on you. You pay quarterly. I'm going to have to look it up and see if they're still running that one local to me. Yeah. Rural areas are not always the same. They don't always have the farmers markets and stuff. So at least, like all year long. Not enough space, I guess. I thought about that too, is the flower pots. I've been giving that some thought also, because I know tomatoes grow really well in the flower pots. So do potatoes. Um, there's lots of things that grow really, really well in them. Strawberries. So yeah, that's another thing I thought about doing. I thought about doing where you put the you put the rebar down in there, and then you put the PVC, and then you cover the PVC with the tarps, and you can kind of have like a little greenhouse. I thought that would be great for those out there. Their canned foods are absolutely fine if that's, you can do as much of those as you need to. You should try to get some fresh foods, but canned goods are not a no-go, but you want to try to get no salt, no sugar, no oil on products. And if you cannot get them, like for your no salt, just rinse them. Yeah, I got lots of room. I got lots of room. I just got to have lots of energy. So I'm not making any promises. I'm just going to say it's on the list, and I hope that I can get it done this year. Okay, you guys, that's our hour. We learned a lot today, I hope. I hope you guys learned a lot today. If you do have some questions for next time, please email me. I don't know. Just keep an eye out on my channel of things that I have scheduled, because if I haven't scheduled things, it means that I'm not able to be on live with you. So I will do the best I can. As far as I know, I'm probably going to my dad's next week. So anyway, that's that. And if the weather turns, I might be there for a while. But talking about it helps a lot. It does help a lot. So that's why we're doing it. Keep talking. Okay, you guys, I love y'all. I wish you all well. Um, Everybody take good care. Uh, have a great evening. Have fun today. Come by tomorrow if you're interested in the true crime, and eat more plants. And thank you guys all. I'm proud of all of you for being here. Thank you so very much. I'll see you later.